Hello. Can you guys see me okay? It's a little blurry, it looks like. Let me clean you guys up. Does that help? Hey guys! Can you guys hear me okay? Can you guys see me okay? Let me know in the comment section if I come through okay. Sometimes the internet on Sundays isn't great, so hopefully it holds. Hopefully it holds. I'm going to put something underneath. Let's see here. All right. Yes. Hi. Hi. And Marie. Hi, Leanne. Hi, Chelsea. All right. Cool. So I figured I will do an angel card session in the morning. So good morning from France. I just kind of woke up. I don't know if you guys can notice. I had a long night yesterday. I went to the Mademoiselle Côte d'Amour election because my neighbor and my friend was participating in it. And so she won first runner-up. So that is good. She was very happy with it. All right. Hello from Australia. Yes, I wanted to do this around this time. So people from Australia and New Zealand and I guess Hawaii is like 10 hours away from here. And everybody who's in a different time zone to try and get to everyone for a change, to be able to offer you guys a live session. So thank you for joining me today. Aussie land. Yes. Hi, Kathleen. Oh, wow. 4 a.m. in Missouri. Kathleen, you are brave, my love. You are brave. Hi, Nora from Berlin. Oh, it's so good to see you. Rose from California. Wow. It's got to be like really early in the morning over there because that's usually a 9-hour difference. I'm like 7 p.m. in Japan. Welcome. All right, well, let's get started. I'm excited. I know that, I just wanted to pass this on to you guys. I was talking to my team yesterday, my spirit team, right before I was about to fall asleep. I do that, usually Gerald stays up a little bit longer, but when I go to bed, I get into a more relaxed state and I just start talking in my head, and that's when the spirit usually comes in. 3:30 in India. Hello. Hello from Poland. So hello from France. Hello, Denmark. This is so fun, isn't it? How we're all joined together no matter where we are. I love that. Anyway, when I was kind of communicating as I was about to fall asleep, and I said, will this ever get any better? I mean, you keep telling us things are going to change, and it is changing, and that's true. I can see more and more people questioning truth, reality that's being sent out by sources not other than themselves. People are questioning everything. People are seeing the injustice, seeing the manipulation that's happening. They're seeing everything that doesn't contribute to happiness and joy and harmony and balance and health and all the things that we need to be happy. So slowly but surely, the world is waking up, and I just wanted to tell you that they told me the same thing I'm going to tell you is be patient. Everything is moving in the right direction, and change is painful because so many people are now realizing that the reality that they were living in, that they so trusted on, that they felt comfortable in, is a lie, is a manipulation, is a brainwashing. And so people are waking up. And so just be patient and know that unfortunately it is going to get a little bit worse, maybe a lot worse. I don't want to scare people, but it has to get to a point of discomfort to such a degree that all humanity is coming together and joining in the creation of a new future, a new world. But us every one of us, you guys, me, every single one who has woken up, who is willing to look beyond the reality that is being placed in front of us. We're all going to be necessary to help those people who are just waking up, who to help those people who will be completely confused, who will not know anymore what they need to believe and what they can't believe. They're to be in a state of panic. They're going to be in a health distress, unfortunately, as well, because of everything that they've taken. So understand that your presence on this earth is necessary. You chose this timeline for a reason. Okay, you wanted to be part of the change. You wanted to be part of the seed that was going to help others. So find compassion in your heart, find forgiveness and love for those who are not yet awake, and just visualize, envision, feel the wonderful, beautiful, warm future that we're going to create, that we are creating as we speak, by changing our frequency, by changing our fear into love, fear into trust. That we not only are doing this on our own, we are getting galactic assistance, we are getting galactic help from areas that people are not even aware of. So just know that we're not alone in this and that we are being assisted. And just make sure that you become as independent as possible, is what they told me. Stop relying on the system that is hurting everyone. Stop buying from Amazon and all of those entities who are controlling the world. Stop feeding it. Instead, go and look into, supporting the small businesses, supporting individuals. Really change your approach, because a lot of people say I'm awake, but they're still feeding and supporting all the systems, all the institutions that are keeping us down. So become very aware of what you're supporting, what you're putting your energy in, what you're putting your money towards, and really become as independent as possible. Try to grow some of your own foods. Even if you live in an apartment, you can put pots in, you can grow food, at least a small amount then, but you can create fashions, ways of becoming independent instead of buying all of the new things. Why not recycle things and create your own decorations, create your own holiday ornaments, recycle. Stop investing money into things that are very bad for our oceans, and for the ocean life, the plastic things, and instead recycle it. It'll be a hell of a lot cheaper. Uh, it'll help you guys financially, but it'll also stop the support to the multi-millionaire companies that are controlling our reality, that are trying to control humanity. So many, many things we can do on a small scale, but if we all do it on a small scale together, that has big consequences. So anyway, whether you support this message or not, this is what spirit told me last night to me, because I was kind of a little bit kind of like, oh man, it's been taking so long. But they're saying, unfortunately, change takes time, but know that this has already started several years ago. So but we're moving in the right direction. Never, never, ever lose hope, and make sure that you are able to take care of yourself, without being dependent too much on other systems. All right. Hi, Ian. All right, let's start. So we're going to do angel cards readings today. Now, if your name does not get picked, but you seem to resonate with a message of someone else, you're getting goosebumps, you're getting that feeling of, oh my God, I feel like they're talking about me. It is for you, okay? Spirit knows that I can't pick everyone, that I just don't have enough time to give every single one of you a message, but it will send you your team will send you affirmations, validations through how your body responds, how you emotionally respond, what your IDs are. Those thoughts that you're getting in your head, most of the time, 90%, it is spirit who is playing those ideas within you. So trust that, okay? Trust that if it resonates with you, then it was also meant for you. You were meant to be here. You were meant to hear that message for a reason. And don't worry, if you like these kind of things. On Patreon, I try to do these every week. Okay, so you feel free to sign up for Patreon. It is only $3, and you get weekly channeled messages from Jesus on a monthly basis, and weekly angel card sessions. Okay. But I try to do these once a month for everyone on YouTube. Just click that little subscribe button and click that little bell. That way, whenever I create a live link for everyone, you'll get a little message in your email, or I don't know how it works. Not very technical, but you'll get some kind of bing. There's going to be a live on, so you don't miss it. All right. Well, let's get started. Let's get started. Okay. The way that I work is I just kind of go over the names, and I will see what name pops up. Leanne Duffy. And don't worry if I skip your name. I keep going up and down until somebody pops up. Okay. Oh, yeah. That tea tastes good. All right. Here we go. Leanne Duffy. Whoa. Bloink. Did you see that? That fell out fast. Okay. Moon energy. Tree wisdom. And there's a third that fell out. Inspiration. All right. Let's see. Moon energy. Surrender to the natural ebb and flow of life. If you're feeling confused, the fairy comes to calm emotions and reassure you that peace of mind is possible. And then tree wisdom. The tree dryads will help you navigate through your current situation. Her flute can reveal insights and answers through the sound that it makes. And inspiration. Be prepared, as you'll soon receive a visit from the fairy of inspiration. Come dusk or dawn, she can call at any time. Leanne. What am I getting for you intuitively? So those are the cards, but let's see what pops up intuitively. Something about singing. I keep seeing you sing. Okay, so for some reason they're showing me that music for you is very important. So either you sing, or you love to sing, or maybe you just love listening to music. Whatever it is, the music thing seems to be highlighted. And they're kind of showing me that this might be something you want to use into, or turn, or transform into some kind of career. So whether it is using sound therapy, or whether it is, to help heal people, or whether it is to actually use your voice, or to use your qualities, whatever it is, I don't know. It's something with music that seems to be very, like, very important. They're really kind of saying you need to learn to just kind of roll with it. You really need to learn to just kind of surrender and flow naturally. It feels to me that whatever you're trying to manifest, or create, or develop, a skill that you might be having, that you really want to turn into some kind of future career, or whatever it may be. That's really what it feels like. It feels to me like you have these ideas, these desires, but you're always kind of blocking yourself, because one, you're not giving yourself the credit. It's almost like you discredit yourself in some way or form. Maybe you're insecure, maybe you don't think you're good enough, whatever it may be. It feels to me like you're discrediting yourself. You're worried. You don't know how to how to manifest it, how to even start it. And so you block yourself. And they're really just kind of saying you have abilities inside of you that are excited to unfold, that you have to share with your community, but you really have to be your own inspiration. It's almost like you look at other people, for advice, for tips, for inspiration. But then because you're looking at other people, you're constantly criticizing yourself, and they're saying, find the inspiration within, stop comparing yourself to others, stop comparing to what others have or what others have created, and just really start your own magic inside. Just flow with it. Allow the universe to talk through you freely, and without fear blocking this communication. The inspiration is there, the creativity is there, the talent and the abilities are there. You just need to learn to surrender, flow, and trust that if you give yourself fully to the creation process, if you give yourself fully to the development, the inspiration, then it just can't do anything else but manifest and attract abundance. I don't know if I'm making any sense, but that's kind of what I feel. Leanne says, yes, I paint and I listen to lots of music. It really resonates. Okay, good. But because music seems to be important. And maybe that's, let me say something. Music to a lot of people is a way to channel spirit. When I first started meditating, I needed to listen to music. I couldn't just sit in the silence. It didn't work for me. Still today, sometimes when I channel and I do email readings, I will listen to music. I will listen to, usually it's music without words. There's not any singing in it, but I love instrumental music. And I'll just put that on and boom, 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 boom. I am typing and I am channeling all at the same time. So music is a great conduit. Why? Because music is highly vibrational, right? It literally, when you're listening to it, it elevates your frequency and brings you closer to a frequency where spirit communication or divine energy can flow more freely through you. So for some reason that music is very important to you, and they're really saying maybe with the painting, that's the creativity that they were talking about. They want you to fully surrender. It's like, stop comparing yourself to others, stop making things to, with the idea of, I think they might like this, but really channel spirit, channel God's source energy, and just see what happens. Because it's not what you paint, but it's the energy you put in the painting that speaks to people, you know, and that's what's important. So they're really saying, go for it. You can do this. You can make this into something that's going to be your bread and butter. You can make something out of this that's not only going to bring joy and abundance to others, but do the same for you. So they really want you to just flow. Stop overthinking it. Stop overanalyzing it. Stop telling yourself that you can't do it. All right. There you go. I hope that helps. Let's see who else is jumping out. Look at you guys. Plentiful. Sunny Side. I like that name. I'm sure. Is that your real name? I mean, it might not be, but it's kind of fun. Sunny Solly. Hold there. Let me get my cards ready. Half the pack came out. Whoa, that went fast too. Did you see that? Look at that. Two flipped over. They're going fast today. Spirit's ready. Inner child and nature signs. This is for Sunny Solid. Inner child. The fairy of playfulness reminds you to make time to embrace your inner child. Playing keeps us young at heart. Do something silly and fun, but stay safe. Nature signs. Be receptive to the subtle messages from nature as you go about your day. Nature talks to us continuously. We need to only open our hearts and minds. What am I getting for you? Hmm. Okay, so it's kind of weird because what I'm receiving emotionally, I mean, for me, intuition is emotions and visualizations. But what I'm feeling on an emotional level, it's almost like they're saying, start becoming a child because it's like you've never really been allowed to be one. It's almost like you were placed in a situation or you placed yourself in that situation. Sometimes we can be really spirit ambitious. um it just feels to me like you were never as a in your childhood, you were never really allowed to be a child. It's almost like you were instantly placed into this situation where you felt responsible, where you felt like you needed to take care of people, or maybe you needed to, survive in some way. It just feels to me like you never really fully embraced being a child, and you were always, looking towards the future instead of just being present and being fearless and just kind of play to play without um, any outcome attached to it. It just feels to me like you didn't really experience that. And they're kind of saying, you know, it's kind of like Michael Jackson. I mean, it kind of feels similar, and I'm not saying it's, like his past, but, he never was allowed to be a kid. He had to grow up real fast. And so later on in life, he decided to become a kid. But, not to compare you with Michael, but I'm just trying to express what I feel, right? And they're kind of saying like it's time to now embrace your inner child. It's time to kind of be silly and to not take life so seriously and to really just kind of have fun in life, because all you've done is survive. All you've done is really go with the motions of the collective expectations of your um, misunderstanding of what life feels like, and you're yearning to find joy. You're yearning to really, start enjoying life, and that's what they're kind of pushing you. It's like you need to create a new chapter, a new you. It's almost like you need to reinvent yourself because you're no longer the person you were back then. And you're starting to realize that, look, this is, kind of a temporary experience. I might as well have fun while I'm here. That realization has come in, that feeling, that yearning, that you're like you're being pulled to really like how do I learn to enjoy myself? How do I learn to, see the beauty around me? Because you're in a beautiful place, you're on a beautiful planet, your soul knows that, but you're having such a hard time feeling it, because it just feels like every day is a struggle, or every day is all right, I gotta get through this, that kind of energy. And they're saying, enough, enough. Simplify life, simplify your experience. And in simplicity lies beauty and peace and harmony. And then you can rebuild. Okay, then you can expand again. So they want you to really kind of um, go from kind of survival mode into playful mode, being impulsive. You just like, oh, today I'm going to let the universe decide what I'm going to do. What do I feel? Okay, I'm going to go left. Okay. To really have fun and just play with the unknown instead of fearing it. All right. Just be playful, let go of the fear. Nothing to fear. We all die, we all go to a beautiful place. So, what is there to fear? You can't fail in life because we're just here to experience. So, what is there to fear? You just can't fail. Every experience is a success story, in spiritual perspective. Your soul is going to grow from no matter what it experiences. So either way, every lifetime is a success story because it will have experienced, and through that experience expansion will have taken, so it was a success. So you can't make mistakes as long as you're experiencing, you're growing. Those are success stories. So stop putting so much pressure upon yourself. Really let go, have more fun, find your joy, follow your highest excitement, and then you'll see that nature for you is important because you've always been drawn to animals. You've always been drawn to nature. And why is that? Because you've always been missing the high vibrational frequency that your soul so longs for. So go into nature, connect to the animals, allow them to assist you in being present in the moment, being more mindful, and just kind of allowing yourself to get lost in those moments with nature, with animals, in order for you to, it's like in order to help you to get to that feeling of what it feels like to be at peace, because you've never truly felt peace. And that's where you're going. So have fun. Ooh, inner child, man. That's what you got to do. Inner child and nature is what you need to connect to. All right. There. Hope that helped. Let me know if it resonates. Let me know if it doesn't resonate. Sometimes we don't always resonate with things right now, but it can assist you in the future. So keep it with you. Teresa MC, a wee message. I love that. All right. Makes me think of Outlander. I need a wee message. Sunny says, thank you. Resonates 100%. All right, cool. Go have fun. Go play. All right. Teresa, you got to be like me. I never grew up. I'm proud to be a kid. Me and Gerald are like the biggest jokers. We don't always take life very seriously, because we're like, it's just temporary and it's just an experience. It's just, this is the dream state. So why take it so serious? So we try different things. We moved to France, we moved to America, we moved to Belgium. We're like, might as well try it all and see what happens. When we feel something, we go for it. We don't question it. We just do it, and then we figure it out when we get there. We have a similar childhood. I know what that is. I've always, I'm the same way. I had to learn to be a child. It's when I started healing, because my childhood was taken away from me when I was raped by my grandfather. And, my mom and dad always had problems, and there was a lot of fighting in the house. My dad had problems with alcohol and things like that. But they loved me. My parents loved me dearly. My dad's passed away now, but they both loved me very dearly, and they loved their children. They were just in a bad place financially. We grew up in a lot of poverty, and but we had love, and that's what kept us through. But being raped really ripped me from my abilities. I became very secluded. I became like a little hermit. I was scared of people, couldn't talk to people, couldn't go to a store, couldn't answer the phone. I didn't know who was on the other line. But when my healing started, when I started meditating, when I started finding myself again and reconnecting and being silent, I started to realize that, I never really had a childhood, because I was always taking care of everyone. I was taking care of my parents. I was making sure they were okay. That's why I never told them that I was raped until much later, until I was told them, because I didn't want to add more fire to the fire, So I was always taking care of everyone. My brother, I was trying to protect him in school. I would pick fights with people who were trying to go after him. I was very protective, and I still am. I'm very protective over people. But I had to learn to tap into the inner child when I was about 21, because, I was about to kill myself. So I had to change something. Here we go. We have 3. So it is possible to tap into your childlike energy. And now I don't take, I take responsibility. I am a responsible parent, and I am a responsible person, but I don't take life so seriously. I don't, because it's just an experience. So I want to experience everything. I want to try and really just live it up, even if I fail. And I failed plenty of times where I had to start over. But looking back at it, it wasn't failure. It was an experience, and I grew from it, and I learned from it, and it just made me even stronger. It just made me even more self-aware. It just made me even more it just made me realize that look at me. I kept bouncing back, I kept finding a way to be okay, even though it was completely broke. Me and Gerald, when the bank crisis happened and we had to leave America, broke. We went there with all our savings. We came back broke because we lost our jobs, and everything was, just a really bad place right there. 2008, I think it was, when the bank crisis happened. We lost our jobs. We started surviving and couldn't find any new jobs. So we came back with nothing. Started moving back into my mom and dad's house, but we came back. Um, it just every experience shows you something about you, a strength that you didn't know you had. You know, we always fear the worst, but guess what? You're always going to be okay if you believe in yourself. You're always going to be okay if you believe that, eh, it's just an experience. God will show us a way, or the universe will show us a way, or however you want to call it. I always had faith that somehow, some way, there's a reason for it. And looking back at it, there was. If we would have stayed in America broke, with no health insurance, Gerald would have died because he had a stroke a few months after we came back. And in Europe, health insurance is free. So we would have never, um, he might have died. So there's many, and then all my first birth went really bad. I basically passed out. My blood pressure went way low. So there would have been a lot of complications, and both of us might have not made it because we didn't have health insurance in America. Anyway, enough about me. This is for Teresa. Wish wisely and journey. Wish wisely. Use your wishes wisely to manifest your heart's desire and take practical steps towards making your dreams come true. And journey. It is time to prepare for a journey. It may be impromptu or planned. Either way, make sure you're ready when the time comes. Teresa. What am I getting for you? So kind of it's almost like they're saying you're a great manifester. The problem is you're manifesting the wrong girl. Uh, it's like your fears, your insecurities, your worries always seem to get in the way of your adventurous spirit. It's like you really are an adventurous soul, but your fears keep you imprisoned and don't offer space or room for you to really go on the adventures. And they're saying you're an easy manifester, but the problem is because of the energy that you're sending out, the lower vibrational frequencies, you are constantly manifesting the exact thing you don't want. Right? Does that kind of make sense? Because you're doing that, and they're saying the time has come. The time has come to get your Indiana Jones out. Get that brave little warrior out, and just kind of have fun and explore. Um, the time has come to really allow yourself to be free of fear and to explore yourself by placing yourself outside of your comfort zone, by placing yourself in situations that are unfamiliar to you, by exploring the world, whatever it may be. It feels to me like expansion has been on a standstill, on a hold, because you're too afraid to step out of what you know. Okay, you're too afraid of things going wrong, and they're saying, um, that's not why you're here. You're here to truly um, find yourself. Self exploration seems to be the biggest experience that you wanted to have in this lifetime, to allow yourself the freedom to try different things, new things, unfamiliar things, scary things. Even though you're scared, do them anyway, to really kind of move in that manifesting energy without being stuck in self victimization. Okay, there's two different kinds of consciousness. You got victim consciousness and manifestor consciousness, and you're a natural manifester. But the problem is when you're also stuck in victim consciousness, meaning that you're self victimizing yourself, or you're allowing the outside world to victimize yourself, which is also self victimization. We're allowing other people to make us feel scared or small or not brave enough or whatever it is. That's not a great combination, if that makes sense. All right. That's not a great combination. So they're saying really work on releasing your fears and slowly but surely try new things that even you're like, oh, I don't even know why I would try that. Try it anyway. Try it just to see how you would respond to it. Try it just to feel how it would feel to do something so out of your comfort zone, and then be able to look back at it and go, wow, I just did that. You know, because it's going to inspire you to explore more. And you start with small things like a free lesson here, or a free dancing class, or whatever it may be. I don't know. Um, a cooking class, or whatever it may be. You start with small little things that you've never done before, um, and you go and explore how you respond and act and feel in those moments. It's about overcoming fear by placing yourself on an unfamiliar adventure, an unfamiliar path, and through doing that, gaining so much self knowledge and wisdom that is going to empower you as an individual. It's going to give you the sense of shit, I can do much more than I thought. And that's going to give you the energy, the clarity to then find your true path, to then find your true essence. Does that kind of make sense? I hope that makes sense, Teresa. Oh, you're very welcome. I really hope it makes sense. But they really, you know, let's see. Teresa says, I tend to just do medium healing for everyone else and I feel stuck. Yeah, you're not doing it for you. And, that's the thing. A lot of us are so easy to help others. It's easy to help and guide others, to heal others. But when it comes to our own personal journey, usually fear stops us or blocks us in some way. And the only way you can truly understand who you are and what your abilities are is by doing things that are out of your comfort zone. Me personally, my complete journey has been 100% uncomfortable. I've placed myself in situations where other people would go, are you nuts? Why would you do that? That's so dangerous. Well, I married a man I didn't even know, that I met online. I moved to America, not even knowing where I was going to end up with. I did things. I was a horse wrangler. You know, um, I became a tourist guide on horseback in the national park in Colorado, in Estes Park. And, I had maybe 20 lessons of horseback riding. I talked my way into that. I'm like, oh yeah, I got great experience. I'm like, oh shit. The first time I had to get on that horse that I was unknown to, I was like, oh please don't make me fall off. But you know what? I did it for 3 years, 3 years. And the more I did it, the more comfortable I became. And eventually I was a real cowgirl. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, I've talked myself into situations that I never even thought I could do, but I always wanted to, even though I was scared, I always wanted to say, fuck you to fear. That was my thing. That's my thing still today. Even when I'm scared, I'm like, fuck you, I'll show you that I can do this. And that's kind of my attitude in life. I'm like, I'm not here to be scared, although I feel it, it's been imprinted in me, generation after generation in my family. My family is a very fearful family. So it's been passed on to me. But I am here to not allow fear to run my course, to be the driver. And I feel it, and then I tell it to sutter off. That's just kind of me, and I do it anyway. So, I have done jobs. I was a manager at a movie theater before. I lied on my application. I was like, oh, yeah, I know how to manage. I got there. I had no idea what I was doing because I had never been a manager in my life. But hey, I still got the job and I still got to do it. I figured it out as I went. That's been my, my kind of thing is I just figure it out. Even if I don't know it at that time, I will figure it out. And I always did. So, I learned a lot, and I learned about my strengths and I learned about my abilities through simply trying and not being fearful of it. And the thing with spirit communication is you cannot have fear. You have to be fearless because spirit communication doesn't come with a loudspeaker or a phone call where the communication is that clear. It comes through feelings, emotions, visions, conversations you hear, but it's your own voice in your head. You have to trust it 100%. You have to know that we're all connected. We all have abilities, and all we need to do is step out of our own, out of our own way and just allow the communication to happen without questioning it or without trying to interfere with it. So, all of my previous experiences made me brave enough to completely surrender and to not be invested personally into what comes out, but to simply step out of my own way and just have 100% faith that whatever comes through is there to help and assist you guys in some way. And, that has brought me to validations even beyond. I mean, a lot of times I do readings and I go, fuck, that was cool. There are a lot of validations that are coming. People, I pick up on secrets, family secrets, and things that they've never told anyone, and it just it's such a healing process for my clients, but it's also amazing for me because I'm like, fuck, isn't that cool? So gotta be more, that's just, and it's really not as hard as it seems. Okay, it's not as hard as it seems. You just have to stop giving a shit about the outcome and just simply follow what feels right to you in every moment. And that's something I have done since I was a child. I've always been very impulsive, and I am an Aries. I do first and I think later. And that has also been, what has helped me to truly expand as a soul and to truly, um, get to the path that I was meant to be. But because it took me a while to figure out, why I was here, but I eventually did. By the time I was 23, I was like, fuck, yeah, this is what I'm supposed to be doing. Anyway, been talking a lot about me today. What's wrong with me? Okay, hold up. Let's see, guys. Let me just go to Patreon for just a second. Make sure I pick somebody there. People in Patreon can leave their requests. Let's see. Ina. Ina Falkenberg from Germany. All right. Let's get Ina a card. Sunny says, I love your stories. Oh my gosh, I should write a book. My life has been a roller coaster, but I'm all for it. Speed and unpredictability. We're all in. They jumped out real quick for you. Divination and nature signs. Okay, divination. Embrace your powers of divination, which are especially strong right now. You have the ability to see your current situation with crystal clear clarity. And then nature signs. Be receptive to the subtle messages from nature as you go about your day. Nature talks to us continuously. We need to only open our hearts and minds. I think if you guys go to I'm not really sure, but for a very long time, I have the brochure somewhere in my paperwork. But for a very long time, my face was actually on the YMCA brochure of Estes Park, Colorado, because I worked there as a guide, horseback guide, a cowboy guide, or whatever. I don't know what you call it, a wrangler, to guide the tourists around. And in the winter, I would work in housekeeping because I couldn't go home because I lived overseas. Everybody else was just there for the summer. I went back to their home, to school or whatever. I stayed there all year round, through this exchange program thingy from the YMCA. So I stayed. It was just a lot of fun. I learned. I met people from all over the world there. It was so much fun. Okay, Ina. So you might still find my face on the brochure. I haven't looked at it in a long time, so probably been 10 years, but I'm on there with my cowboy hat on. A Belgian cowboy, who would have thunk? Not me. I wanted to be a veterinarian. All right. I did work at a veterinary hospital, though, when I was in Colorado after I married my husband. Ina. Ina, they keep saying you've awakened an ability. You've awakened. It's almost like for many years now, you've been working on it. You've been healing. You've been doing forgiveness. You've been working on cleansing, moving into manifestor consciousness, stepping out of victim consciousness. It feels to me like you've done so many years of hard work, and it's almost like it's now you're finally coming to a point where you're just surrendering, where you just, I've done the work, I still don't feel where I am, where I think I should be, but I'm surrendering. I'm really kind of allowing myself to be where I am, and that's okay. And it's almost like because of that attitude, because of that frequency that you're choosing to reside in, something just clicked. I could be wrong, but it's almost like it just hit you. It's almost like this light bulb moment, and it's bringing clarity, and it's almost like the communication is opened, is fully open. Kind of like, how would I say it? It's kind of like an awakening. I mean, you've been waking up, but it's almost like now is this big aha moment where you're like, oh, I got it. Right? That's kind of what it feels like. And they're saying, allow those feelings, allow that moment to fill you up without expectation. Because a lot of times, and you especially, they say, the moment you get these aha moments, the moment you get that kind of like, oh shit, I get it. The moment you get that validation in some way or form, it could be validation outside of yourself. You're like, yes, I want more of that. And then you start to expect, more validation, more of that aha moments to find you to come. But that's the problem. The moment you go into expectation, you're shutting the door again, right? When we expect something, it is always based on a fear of not receiving it. That's something you still have to master. So when we and that's the thing, isn't it? Like spiritual communication, spiritual reception, receiving messages, receiving all of that wonderful clarity. It just needs to be able to flow freely because it's an energy frequency. Energy can't be contained. The moment you contain it through your thoughts, through your feelings, your fears, your worries, whatever it may be, is the moment you literally shut the door on that natural flow, right? So you have to kind of be like me, like whatever, whatever. Um, you got some clarity now, you got that aha moment. Just feel good about it. Stay in that, yay, that was great. Stay in that feeling that it gave you of uh, opening, heartwarming, fulfilling feeling. Try and hold on to that frequency, but don't fall for the expectation thing. Okay, just be grateful for what you've received and just say, I'm open to receive more whenever, whatever, don't care. Right? That's kind of the attitude you got to have. And then you'll see that more and more validations will occur, not because you asked for it, not because you are expecting it, but simply because you've surrendered to whatever the universal plan is, whatever spirit chooses to send to you or chooses not to send to you. You shouldn't um, there shouldn't be a condition to it. I don't know if I'm making any sense. Sometimes I just go blah blah blah, but I'm trying to explain what I'm receiving feeling wise, right? So, and a great way to do that, because they're talking about nature science. A great way to do that is to just, for example, go for a walk, not because you want to receive, you know, a butterfly flying by, or bird that's going to come and sit on your shoulder or whatever, but simply just go into nature to just unite, realign with a greater power than just your human self, to just kind of tap into that universal energy that nature, Mother Earth holds within, and to just kind of connect without, needing any validation. Does that kind of make sense? Because the divination will occur when we're not requesting it, when we're not in need of it, but we are simply grateful for it whenever it happens, and in whatever way or form it comes. Does that kind of make sense? I don't know if that makes sense, but I hope so. Hope that helps, Ina. All right. Tintin was a Belgian cowboy. Yes, he was. Tintin was a Belgian. My dad has an original Tintin hardcover. Well, my dad, he's passed away, but I'm taking it later. He has one of those hardcover original Tintins from, I think, the 50s or 60s. I'm not really sure, but pretty old. All right. Who else? Let's see. Who am I being drawn to? Oh, thank you, Sunny, for that donation. It really, really helps. Oh, thank you, Lila. You guys are all my inspiration, all of you. I'm just here to help. And the if there ever comes a time where my help is no longer requested, then that's fine too. Rita Maldonado wants a card for her son Christopher. Okay. I'm just writing down your name so I can put it on the comment section later, in case you want to re-listen to your video message, and it's easier to find which one it is. Okay. Christopher. All right. Let's get a card for Christopher. Christopher. Boo! Christopher. That flew out quickly. Wisdom. Wisdom, Christopher. Have you ever been told that you're wise beyond your years? Now is the time to call upon your inner fairy wisdom to help you with a challenge. I keep being drawn to that white owl. It makes me think of Harry Potter. I don't know if you can see it, but there's like a white owl flying towards her. Christopher, it just feels to me like Christopher is a very unique soul who came here different. He chose a life of challenges, not because he wanted to be placed in an uncomfortable situation, but it's almost like his challenges are here to inspire people. His challenges are here to elevate the frequency of Earth. So it's almost like whatever, he just feels different. He's not like everyone else. And it just feels to me like he doesn't quite fit in, but that's exactly the point. It reminds me a little bit of an autistic vibration. I could be completely wrong. I could be completely wrong. on the autism thing, but it's a similar frequency. Even if he doesn't have autism, it's a similar frequency. Basically, he's a soul who comes down to earth and really creates the challenge of being different, seeing things differently, feeling things differently, therefore creating experiences of not fitting in or not really knowing for sure what direction to move into, or what his future needs to look like. It just doesn't feel like he's got it all figured out, and he's really choosing it. And that the reason for that is because he's choosing an experience to be in the moment fully, and to find healing and to find transcendence of the human condition. It's not about wanting to be a spirit, but it's really about wanting to transcend the ideas, the fixed, false, incorrect beliefs of what a human should be like, and what a human should do. Those are our human understanding is based on ideas of um, people from centuries ago, right? Oh, this is what a human does. This is what a human should do. We should get married. We should have kids. We should do this. We need to be productive. We don't need to do any of that. Those are programs. You just come down here to truly just be. You just come down here to just experience yourself and experience others and co-create. But really, there are no um, set rules on what a human life should look like. That is something that's imprinted and has been imprinted into us for centuries, since the beginning of civilization. And so it's almost like, because he doesn't feel that he fits in, it kind of makes him um, lost. Makes him feel like he's not really sure, but it just feels like he has so much talent and he has so much wisdom. All he needs to do is let go of the fears and just really go inward, really go bypass the conscious mind and move into the subconscious mind in order to receive clarity on why he's here, where he's going, what he is meant to do. Because the wisdom is there. That's what they're saying. The wisdom is there. He just needs to look beyond the challenges in order to tap into it and allow it to fill his experience, to fill his existence, and therefore grow and expand from that and be the influence that he for his community, his family, the positive influence that he really wanted to be. Does that kind of make sense? I don't know if I'm making any sense. I don't know if you uh, heard that, Rita, but if it does, let me know. But that's what it's saying. The wisdom is there. The challenges were created for a reason, to inspire, to learn to transcend, and to then be a conduit of spiritual truth and information towards others. Ooh, don't know. Anyway, that's what I'm getting. Hope that helps, Christopher. You're special. Don't ever forget it. All right. Who else? Thanks, Elisa. She loves my hair. It's kind of a little bit all over the place, but you should see me when I wake up. Gerald says I look like Tina Turner. My hair is everywhere. He called me Don King once. Wasn't amused with that one. Although, you know, nothing against Don King. But I'm like, what? Hello from Korea. Welcome. Karita Wuda. Wuda, I don't know if I'm saying it right. Karita Wuda. Or Woda. Wuda or Woda. All right. Don King, come on. Nothing against the man personally. I don't have any judgment over people. Karita, you also got nature science, but I feel like we need another one. Nature is really speaking out today, isn't she? Let's see. Hi, Ina. Oh, you're welcome, honey. Shine from within, Karita. Shine from within and nature signs. All right. Hello from Japan. Hi, Shoo. Okay. Shine from within. Looks are only skin deep. True beauty shines from within, and it's time for you to shine. This is a time for self acceptance and for revealing your true beauty. Nature science, sorry. Be receptive to the subtle messages from nature as you go about your day. Nature talks to us continuously. We need to only open our hearts and minds. Karita. God, I feel like there's so much. I can feel this like pulsating. You have so much to give. But boy, why are you not expressing yourself? You're showing me the throat chakra being completely blocked. It's like you have all this wisdom and it almost drives you insane because you have these knowings and you just know that it's right. And you don't question it. You just know it. You feel it with every inch of your body, every cell. But yet you're not expressing it. You're so afraid of it's almost like you're afraid of your own surroundings, your own family, maybe even. It just feels to me like you feel like the little black sheep. You're very different than the people that are close to you. You see things very differently. You just know things that other people will look at as crazy or woo woo or whatever. And so you hold it in. You hold it in. You don't express it. You like, well, I don't want to cause problems and I don't want to end up in an institution because they might put me there. You're afraid of judgment. You're afraid of exclusion. You're afraid of um, negative things happening whenever you speak your truth, whenever you show or reveal the true you to the world. That's what it feels like. And so what you do is you escape in nature. They're talking about nature science, but it's almost like that's where you get your most validations because that's where your refuge is. It's almost like you can't be yourself unless you're in nature, unless you're alone in an environment that supports your frequency, that supports your reality. You're a fifth dimensional being stuck in a surroundings of three-dimensional beings, and that can be challenging, and there's nothing wrong. Okay, there's no judgment here. Everybody is here in their own frequency for a reason, for a purpose. But the part of your journey is to not, to transcend the fear of exclusion, to transcend the fear of judgment, um, and to really allow yourself to be your truest self, to express your truest feelings, your truest knowings, regardless of how other people respond to it, no matter how much you love them, no matter how much, how close they are to you. You cannot, this journey for you is about freedom. It's about individual freedom. It's about reaching that freedom because I feel like you're carrying in something from another lifetime that you really want to experience in a different way. I feel like you came from you had a journey where you had zero say about who you were, what you did, what your beliefs were. Just feels like it was a complete control. You were um and okay, you were a girl in complete control controlled by the men around you, by your partner, by your father, by your brothers. It almost feels like there's hardly any female energy around you. So you lived like a shadow of yourself and you died that way. This lifetime, it feels to me like you're going to overcome that and really allow the world to see your light, to see your true essence, and just to see your true beliefs, your true knowing. So that's where the shine from within card comes, because there's so much beauty and divinity inside of you that is not being shown and expressed into the world. And when you don't do that, you not only hurt yourself, but you also hurt the collective, because you're emitting fear instead of light. You're emitting worry and anxiety. I even feel there's so much stress inside of you. Oh, you're giving me a headache right there, right there. I don't know if you get a lot of headaches, but boo, that just came up real fast. So I'm going to send that back to you because I don't want it. um, but it's almost like you get migraines, you get because you're denying who you're meant to be. Okay, you cannot allow anyone to determine who you are, no matter how much you love them, no matter how close they are to you. You cannot allow another entity to create the journey for you. It is your creation, and it needs to be done according to how what makes you feel. What makes you you. That's the thing. Is that going to make sense? Whew. Hope that makes sense. This is for Karita. It's for Karita. It's for Karita. I'll do you, Lila. I'll do you now. How about that? Boom. Don't go anywhere. I'm still here for a whole other hour. Stay with me. Lila wants a card. Por favor, Mamma Mia. See ya. Ooh, boom. That. Have you noticed cards are jumping out real fast today? There you go. Pure intention. Pure intention. The fairy of manifestation will help you to use your wishes wisely. Manifest your heart's desire with pure intention and for the highest good of all. You know what I hear in my head, Lila? I hear this. Oh my God, I am so ready to do something else, to do something new. So whatever it is you're thinking about, it just feels like you're ready for change. You're ready for that transformation. You're ready to create a new chapter. That's what it feels like to me. And they're basically saying, go for it. They're saying, do not allow anything to stop you from putting, from getting the wheel moving, from taking the steps one step at a time to get your desire for a new you, your new future, your new self, to get that into motion. Just make sure that the intention, or just understand, it's not really make sure. It's like understand that your intention needs to not only be for you, but also for the benefit of others. When we add an intention of service, being of service to others as much as being of service to oneself and one's family, then that creates a balanced energy and a very light giving energy that will influence the journey, how to accomplish your new goals, your new chapter. So they're saying just make sure that the intentions are meant for the good of all, and that will assist you to manifest it quicker and with more ease, because you do tend to overanalyze everything. Okay, you do tend to be very much in your head space and you're not enough in your heart space. In other words, you feel things, you know things, but you don't trust it. Okay, you trust your head, it's almost like you tend to, what is that called, whenever you want to create something or whenever something happens, you tend to always go into kind of damage control mode. Like you'll try to think of everything that could go wrong so you can then prepare for it and make sure that you don't make those mistakes. Is that kind of kind of make sense of what I'm trying to say? So, and that seems to be kind of a not so good habit because it instantly shadows the inspiration and the excitement that you had for whatever it is you want to create. So make sure that you stay in that pure intention of light and prosperity and abundance, and you just stay in that excitement. Stay in that excitement of recreation, of creating something new, creating something that's going to fulfill you in ways that you've never had the experience or the pleasure to experience before. Does that kind of make sense? But whatever it is, they're giving you a thumbs up. They're giving you a go get it, girl kind of attitude, kind of energy. Just make sure you stay in that positive vibration. Does that kind of make sense? Hope that makes sense. Okay. Hope that makes sense. I'm just gonna go back to my Patreon page. Let's see here. Aniska. Aniska. Card for Aniska. Okay. We'll do Aniska. You're welcome, Lila. Hope that helps. Card for Aniska. Woo! There it goes. Okay. Transformation. Inner child. Look at that. Transformation. This fairy tells you to surrender to a transformation in your life that's happening for your highest good. Embrace your transformation. The best is yet to come. Inner child. The fairy of playfulness reminds you to make time to embrace your inner child. Playing keeps us young at heart. Do something silly and fun, but stay safe. Aniska. Okay. Karita says, thank you so much. I totally resonated all of it. I'm working on my personal power in life. Sorry for the headache. You're welcome. You're welcome. I love you too. I love you too. All right. Thank you for that validation, by the way. Aniska. This is what I'm feeling, Aniska. I feel like for a few years now, you've been living in this kind of stress, anxiety vibration, scared of the future, scared of where, how dark the world is coming and all of that. But I feel like for a few weeks now, almost feels like started last month, you've been feeling more peaceful. You've been feeling like surrendering, flowing, whatever, like me. Whatever's going to happen is going to happen. Might as well surrender to it, and we can influence it by being in a more positive vibration and a more loving vibration, a more accepting vibration. But it's almost like these past few weeks, it might even be up to about a month, you've been kind of feeling more peaceful. You've been feeling different. We'll call it that. Different than before. It's like the anxiety is going down a bit. You're starting to focus more on the positive aspects of life. You're really starting to tap into that inner child because they're talking about doing it. But I feel like you've already started doing it. And I feel like they're just encouraging you to keep doing that. Keep staying in that peaceful place because that is where the transformation happens. We cannot transform and ascend our current vibration if we're always in a lower vibrational frequency. If we're allowing negative, which is really just lower energy, negative feelings to infuse our daily life and our body. So it's almost like stay there. They're like, you're doing great. stay there. Stay in that positivity. Stay in that kind of relaxed state and that accepting state, and continue to be playful. Continue to just have a childlike perspective on the world. Um, in other words, see the beauty. There's so much love still. So many people trying to help. So many people protecting them, other people and animals and nature. So many people with good intentions. And that's not shown on the media. That's not shown in the world, but it's there and it's omnipresent. We all want peace and love and joy, even though sometimes people get lost in the negativity. Their truest core is always positive and always filled with light. Sometimes they just need to peel off the layers of negativity to actually realize that. So that's what I'm getting for you, Aniska. I hope that helps. I hope that helps. Yes, I'm having a headache, but it's starting to go away because I sent it back. There you go. Great advice from Shoo Vegan. Let's do a card for you, Shoo. I might say it wrong. I don't know if it's Shoo but it looks like Shoo. Shoo Vegan. Let's get a card for you, honey. It's true. If you have headaches, certain movements can really relieve energy. Good tip. A card for Dong Yu. All right, I'll do your next. I'll write it down. From Korea. Dong Yu. Hopefully I say that right. But first for Shoo Vegan. All right. My name is Shujuida. Hold on. Shujuida. I'm probably saying that wrong. I do apologize. I lost both my parents last year. I'd like to know how they're doing now. Okay. I'll see if I can pick up on something, but usually I do those in private sessions. But let's see what message comes out. Maybe that'll be from them. It is hard to lose parents, isn't it? We just expect them to always be there, but we don't really lose them. We just lose the ability to perceive them. That's really what's going on. Really. We don't lose them. We just lose the... Keep that in mind. So whoever's grieving, whoever's missing someone, especially around the holidays, it can get extra hard. We never lost them. We just lost the ability to perceive their presence, but they're still there. It's not because you can't hear a dog whistle that it doesn't make sound. Do you see what I'm trying to say? It's not because we don't see the little creatures that are living and in our bodies and on our bodies. It's not because we can't see them that they're not there, right? You use one of those high-tech microscopes to see them. Well, that's a tool. Same with channeling. It's a tool to perceive them. And our body is constantly giving information, or we're constantly receiving messages. We just need to learn to trust it, But that's it. We never lose people. We just lose the ability to perceive them because they're now in a highly vibrational place, which are physical, our eyes, our ears, our mouth, whatever, or nose, or physical tools to perceive does not operate on that high frequency. Just like the reason why we can't hear the whistle of the dog is because a dog operates on a much higher frequency than we do, right? Animals are far more advanced than we are. People have that backwards. They think because we use tools, we are more advanced. We're not. Actually, animals are operating on a much higher frequency than we are. That's why dolphins use telepathy to communicate with each other. So many animals use telepathy. They don't need the tools because they've advanced. Okay, but let's not get into that. But that's really the truth. Okay, so know that your parents are with you. I need a card for Shoo, please. They are with you. This is what I'm receiving, though. They keep saying different perspectives. It's almost like when they were in life, they were really conditioned. They were conditioned. Their beliefs were conditioned. Their um, actions, their everything they did was conditioned. And they're saying that now that they no longer have those conditions, they are seeing and experiencing your journey together and this reality in a whole different way. Um, so they say they want you to open your awareness to see the world beyond this world. And it's like they're not talking about another planet. They're talking about it's like seeing the world in the world. We believe that we're on this planet and we're here, but literally we're not on a ball. We're not on a planet. We're in an energy field. And within this earthly plane, there are wow, this is complex, okay? Your parents are really like, yay. Um, Within this earthly plane, there are different dimensional planes, which means is that not everyone is experiencing this earthly realm in the same way. People are experiencing it in from a different vibration. Therefore, seeing things very differently. Therefore, having different opinions. That some people are like, how do you not see that? How do you? I mean, you blind, there's certain things that are so clear, and other people are like, "Yeah." And it's simply because they're experiencing that same reality in a whole different frequency. So it's almost like your parents are like, um, you are very intuitive, you're very connected, you are you have abilities that you haven't fully opened up yet and you haven't fully experienced yet. But it's almost like you have the ability to look within the matrix, right? To look within and to see and experience different dimensional realities of Earth. You have that ability, but it's almost like you need to fully surrender the idea of self. And it doesn't mean you don't have a personal or individualized experience on earth. It's not about that. You need the human ego to have the experience, but you need to let go of pleasing the human ego. And you need to go into a frequency of um, discovering truth and being a truth seeker in order to then bring that truth, that knowledge, that communication that will take place once you kind of surrender, um, you know, the human ego's desires. It's okay. Kind of reminds me of kind of Jesus's energy. Jesus had an individual experience. Um, he got frustrated a lot too. He went through changes, he went through growing processes, he went through learning things through other means and other people and other tools. Um, and he was here, he needed all that expansion and that personal experiences in order to change people's perspectives. Of course, it's taking a very long time, but um, what he did, the personal journey he went through was not for his own gain. It was to be a better servant to the collective. Does that kind of make sense? And it's almost like, you kind of give up the human ego, but you're still human and you still have your own personality and your own experience. But life doesn't become super focused on your own achievements, but it becomes on being that guide to people, being the communicator of truth. I don't know if I'm making any sense, but that's what your parents are kind of showing me. Anyway, um, that's what you're here to do. So it's almost like you've only just begun to awaken or to look into or tap into what you're meant to do. And they're kind of taking that on themselves. It's almost like their upbringing, their beliefs, their limited um, understanding of self restricted you in some way. And it's like they're now with you to help you get rid of those restrictions. I don't know if I'm making any sense. Um, Channeling works better. I don't channel right now. This is intuitive communication. It's a difference. Channeling, I raise my vibration to such a degree that I can, completely word for word just kind of tell you what they're saying. But this is intuitively. So I have to go off what I'm feeling. I hope that makes sense. So you got shine from within and go outside, right? Shine from within and go outside. Shine from within. Looks are only skin deep. True beauty shines from within, and it's time for you to shine. This is a time for self acceptance and for revealing your true beauty and go outside. It's time to go outside, tune into the powerful piece of nature wherever you are and feel at one with habitat. So these cards just kind of confirm what they are saying. Shine from within is really, it's about you connecting to your true essence, you know, and that's where they're talking about self acceptance and revealing your true beauty. It's really about going inward um, in order to tap into the abilities that are there. You are a dot connector. You have the ability to move your consciousness into different states of experiences, into different dimensional frequencies within the collective creation, and therefore can help and assist people who are on different levels, who are experiencing this earth reality in a different way and bring them together. Does that kind of those abilities that you have hidden deep inside? You really have to go outside into nature and lose yourself in that reality. It's almost like you need to place yourself in a place with no distractions, high vibrational energy, and completely disconnect from the human self in order to be able to do and tap into those abilities that you have to do what you're meant to do. Does that kind of make sense? I hope that makes sense. Hi. Hi, Patty. Thank you so much. Patty says, I get messages through telepathy saying, take pictures outside up at the sky. I do, and I capture beings and letters. Who are they and why? Why? I don't, it just, hmm. I'm not really sure who they are. They're not giving me any specific beings or entities. It just feels to me like what you're capturing is it's almost like collective consciousness. So it doesn't feel like they are individuals. It feels to me like the energy, it feels to me like you're capturing energies and consciousness, collective consciousness. That's what you're capturing. But I'm not getting as much information on that. So we might have to do that during a session or a personal channeling. But it just feels like, yeah, keep hearing collective consciousness. We're picking up on consciousness groups of entities who are assisting in our expansion, and that's where the messages come from. I don't know if that makes any sense. Okay, Dong Yu from, what was it, Korea? Was it Korea? I think so. Boom! Wow, that went fast too. Dong Yu, wait for winter and solitude. All right, solitude. Think of being alone as meaning you are all one and in total harmony with everything. The greatest treasures are those that wait silently during your quiet times. And wait for winter. During the colder months, the fairy queen of winter will help you manifest your most heartfelt wishes as long as your intentions are for the highest good of all. Okay. What am I getting for you? It almost feels to me like loneliness is the word that keeps repeating itself to me, but it's not so much that you're not surrounded by people. It's more that you're surrounded by people who you don't resonate with. And that gives you a sense of being alone. It gives you a sense of being disconnected. So it feels to me like that the environment, maybe the community that you live in doesn't support or doesn't align with your frequency, making you feel like an outcast, making you feel alone and disconnected in this journey. And they're basically kind of trying to encourage you to be patient. Be patient. That's where the wait for winter card comes in. Feels to me like um, things will shift. Things are shifting as we speak. Things are changing. And the frequency of people are changing with that. And it just feels to me like when it comes to winter time, people are going to meet. It almost feels like people are going to be closer. They're going to come closer. So either you'll be confined. I don't know about that. I mean, I don't know what's going on, but it just feels like you're going to be confined with people who slowly but surely will reveal to you that they do have certain similar beliefs and understandings, but they are afraid to express them, just as you are afraid to express yours. So it just feels to me like the feeling of a loneliness, the feeling of disconnect, the feeling of solitude is going to come to an end as more and more people will find the courage in your environment to express their true feelings, to express their true selves, and they're going to flock towards you for some reason, for comfort or for guidance or for healing. And that's going to kind of spark something new, a new chapter in your lifetime. So, the tip or the advice that they're giving you is when you're in feeling alone or when you're feeling like no one understands you, connect to the collective. When you do meditation or you just take a few moments to just be quiet, sit in silence with yourself, um, express the intention, the very direct intention to communicate and connect with the all, with the source, with your higher self. Um, because it's like you'll tap into an energy that really fills up that void of uh, lack. I don't know if I'm making any sense. Um, but that's what I'm getting. The solitude is a blessing because one, it's going to allow you to tap into and connect with a universal um, family, a universal friendship on an energetic level. But the solitude will also, the human experience of loneliness will come to an end because more and more people around you will slowly but surely show signs of awakening, of accepting something beyond what they usually focus on or believe in. I don't know if I'm making any sense. Um, but that's what I'm getting, Dong Yu. Hopefully that helps. Hillary's still waiting for me.